Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is your man, Martin Anaya, and I am joined tonight by Dakota Patterson. Hi, Dakota.
Hi, how are you?
I'm hanging in there. Now, Dakota is on our team with the SAC Film Fest, and I know that you all have seen me bring various team members and a lot of folks that we are working with. I'm very excited this year. I don't know. What do you think about the team so far this year, Dakota? How's it? How do you think it's shaping out?
It's shaping out really good. I love my team. Honestly, I love working with you, and I'm really connected with all of my other team members so far. And I haven't really been here too long, but I'm already feeling the love. So it's going
Yeah,
great.
most definitely. We like to share the love around here. And speaking of which, tonight we have some very, very special guests. We're going to be talking in a little bit here to a young lady named Keia Kodama, and I hope I'm pronouncing your last name right, Keia. But she's going to be talking about her fashion line, about her background as a fashion designer. And the reason why we're doing that is because we're getting ready for the Sacramento Film Festival's presentation of Fashion on Film. Fashion on Film 2026. And we're so very excited about this program because we think this is one of the premier collabos, if you will, that is a creative collabo, a synergistic collaboration, if you will, of all things fashion and film. And if you think about it, folks, with the Devil Wears Prada 2 coming out, Dakota, and all of these wonderful fashion movies that have come out over the years, this is the opportunity for us, quite frankly, to be honest with you, to really show off these two amazing art forms and in a very unique way. Now, you've been working on this program for just a little tiny while here. What have you been able to glean so far, Dakota?
Well, so far I'm super excited to be a part of the Fashion on Film. I haven't really worked a lot with fashion, so I'm excited to see what California film can bring with fashion and film. I'm really excited to talk about fashion and get to know Kaya and to see what she has to bring and talk about. So
Yeah, definitely. I'm with you on that. And uh, one of the things that it's one of these things that when you're an artist, okay, and you're creating, you're bringing something new into the world. You're birthing something new into the world, and typically that's going to be a synthesis, a synergy, if you will, of other things that have come before. But what you're bringing is new, and I'm sure that Kia can probably relate to what what I'm talking about right now. But the idea is when something's new, it's not always met with exact open arms, right?
right.
And so, just like in a program like what we're doing, Dakota, it takes a while to educate the community. But what we want to do tonight is we want to educate you filmmakers about the need to jump in. We're going to be doing something on April the 25th. What is that, Dakota? What are we calling that?
It is the cast and crew call for Fashion on Film. We're going to bring all of the creatives, the fashion designers, the filmmakers, the makeup artists, hair artists, all of those great people together to make a short film together to be showcased at the Sacramento Film Festival. It's going to be sick.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. And you guys are going to be the ones to say that you were there first because the way that we're doing it this year is a little bit different and new. I've got 20 movies from all over the world that have been made by from Japan, from Italy, from all points in the Spanish speaking world, and they're going to be coming together to bring their fashion movies. But what we're going to be doing is incubating these little fashion movies. Now we're going to talk a little bit more about that. We're going to meet with Keia in just a minute and talk about her amazing fashions. But first off, what I thought we would do is talk to my man, Dr. Jorge Santana, who many of you are going to know as the lead, the impresario of Cine Latino being the Sacramento Latino Film Festival. And we want to maybe pick his brain a little bit about what we're doing with that this year. That doesn't happen until December. But meanwhile, let me show you something. You see this comic book right here? This is Jorge's brand new, right off the presses comic book. And I like this page right here because, as you can see, one of his superheroes. Look at her; she's flying right
Sacramento in the background. I love it.
Right out of Sacramento, right here. We're going to talk to Dr. Santana right here about this new comic book, what it means, and without further ado, my friend, my man from my brother from another mother, Dr. Jorge Santana. Hi, Jorge. How are you, brother?
Hello, good evening to both of you, Dakota and Marty. Glad to see you on this Zoom conference, and I'm looking forward to more exciting adventures with the California Film Foundation.
Yeah, saludos, buenos dias, and buenos noches. But tell me about this. Now, wait a minute. First of all, talk to me a little bit. I know that you're the Cine Latino guy, but what got you interested in creating a comic book called Tesla Man, and a comic book about climate change, and all these wonderful things, all these wonderful issues? Tell me about what got you excited in wanting to do that in the first place.
Well, when I was a teenager, I wanted to be a cartoonist, but I don't think I had the talent and I loved to eat. So then I thought, well, I better look for another profession, another career that would give me food. And so I was a professor at Sac State for 39 years, taught Spanish. And when I retired, I thought, okay, I'm going to try to go to one of my lifelong passions, which was to be a cartoonist. So I decided to do something that would hopefully be a positive instead of just a action comic book where people are fighting each other. The main theme would be to try to have superheroes that are trying to save the planet. And my three main superheroes are, of course, Tesla Man, based on Nikola Tesla, and then Pachamama, which in Peru means Mother Earth, and then Windmill Giant. These are the main superheroes, and they're fighting against some of the villains like Paul Luder, which if you say it fast, it's going to be Polluter.
I get it. I get it. I get it.
And then
Well,
we have
who else you got? Yeah, go ahead.
well, anyway, this is volume 2 because I did print about maybe 5-6 years ago, volume 1, and the adventures continue. And one of the amazing things of this book is that the comic book comes to life, and
Yeah.
you'll see that when you get a copy and you go to the QR codes, there's an action of that page. So each QR code has something to do with each page. And I'm hoping to have a book launch on Saturday, the 16th of May. So I'm inviting everyone and anyone who want to come and see a whole new comic book experience. Tesla Man comes alive as a comic book.
And I got to be honest with you, I would have loved to. I wasn't able to in the run up to this because we didn't have enough time to actually download some of these videos. But I got to tell you, folks, that when you, and I've never seen a comic book before that does this, Jorge. So kudos to you for doing something so ingenious. But because I've never seen anything like this before. But what I'm going to tell you is, folks, that when you scan that little QR code, in fact, wait a minute, maybe I can do it. When you scan this little QR code, which I'm about to do right now, it literally does bring the page to life. So I'm just going to go ahead and scan and I don't know if I can do, I'm doing this live right now as we speak, but I've got the scanned image right here, and I'm going to go ahead and click on it. And what it does is it brings up the page, as you can see right here. It brings up the page of the comic, but wait, check it out.
We preferred conducting experiments with electricity. Here is wireless energy. We must overcome long distances.
So yeah. It literally comes to life in an animation. And I'm telling you, the animation is fantastic. The art is fantastic. Can you tell me a little bit about the artist that you have that's working with you to do this?
Yeah, his name is Mimi Cortázar. And I was in Sarajevo, in the Bosnia-Herzegovina area, in the Eastern Europe area. And I walked into a comic book store. Fortunately, the owner was there who spoke English. And I told him that I had this project, but I was looking for a graphic artist. So he said, well, I'll send you a list of graphic artists and you take your pick. So I came home and I did get that list, and I found that Mimi Cortázar's graphic illustrations were the ones I wanted. We've been working together not only on volume 1, but on volume 2. So he's a fantastic graphic artist. I did the initial sketches, but he, of course, made them looking professional. So I'm fully grateful for him.
Now, I understand because we only have a little bit of time here, Jorge, so I want to make sure people get an opportunity to find you if they need to. But Jorge, tell me how you're going to be. Are you going to be at a comic book convention coming up or what?
I'm going to be down in San Diego for a Latino book festival. So, but we're having here in Sacramento, we're having on the 16th of May, Saturday, from 11 to 1, we're going to be having the book launch, the
Wow.
official book launch. So, and
Wow.
they can always reach me, of course, through my Sac State email, santana@csus.edu. I'll say it
They can
again.
also. Go ahead. Say it again.
Santana@csus.edu.
That's beautiful. And again, Jorge, I know that for people who want to or need to get a hold of you about Cine Latino, even though it's not coming up for quite a time, it's going to be coming up in December. But they can get it. We're working on that program now. So, folks, if you want to, you can go to SacramentoFilmFestival.com and you can submit to Cine Latino. And you can also get a hold of Jorge about that. Jorge, I can't tell you how proud I am of you
Thank
and
you.
all of your amazing accomplishments.
Well, we're working on Cine Latino, and I've been starting to look at some of the entries, and there's some good films coming up. So, in fact, one of the directors of a film has to do with Sacramento. It has to do with a group of basically senior citizens, Latino senior citizens, and it's called Manitos. So that should be one of the films in our festival, as I suspect.
Outstanding. Jorge, thank you so much. I can't say how proud I am of you. You're the man I hope to become one day.
Don't underrate yourself.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
Okay.
Talk to you soon.
Right. Thank you very much for inviting me for the Zoom conference. Okay.
Saludos.
Okay. Gracias. Adios.
Buenas noches. All right. So that's Dr. Jorge Santana. I can't say enough about this guy. I mean, he's really what I would call a Renaissance man. Speaking of Renaissance, this whole program that we're doing here has to do with fashion on film that's coming up. On the other side, I'm going to take a little break. On the other side of the break, we're going to be talking about a film that is coming to Sacramento. Get ready, folks. This is going to be big stuff. There's a film that is coming to Sacramento that you could be a part of, and it is a major motion picture. Next week on this program, we're going to have the film commissioner of El Dorado Lake Tahoe to talk about it, but I'm going to have a little bit of news about it on the other side of this break. Stay right there. That's right, folks. It is cinema excitement, and I am very excited. Dakota, I don't know about you, but really does give me kind of shivers to think about all the wonderful things. You know, look, there are a lot of film festivals out in the world right now. One of the things that we focus on this film festival is bringing you the absolute best of the best, okay? We don't give out 400 awards. We don't do all that. What we do is we focus on giving you the absolute best cinema and the best of the best of the best. So if you want to get with the best and you want to be with the Academy Award winners and the folks like Jorge and Keia and our other guest tonight, Gerry Simpson, who is a fashion designer extraordinaire, you want to get with that at SacramentoFilmFestival.com. You can submit there or at that California film, which is right there on the bottom of your screen right now. Now, one thing I'm going to say real quick, I'm very excited about Dakota, and I was just telling you guys, the team, about this. There is an open call for extras that is being held on the 26th of this month. That's April. So if you're watching me live, great. This is still an opportunity. If you're watching it sometime in the future, I'm sorry, but there will be more opportunities. But it's on the April 26th between 11 and 6 p.m. It's at the Coloma Community Center, which is at 4623 T Street. It's an open call, so you can drop in. And what they're doing is they're seeking extras to be in a movie about the gold rush.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh.
But not just any movie about the gold rush. It is a movie being directed by Ang Lee. And the movie's the tentative title for it is Gold Mountain. So it's about the 1840s gold rush. It's about the Chinese, the Americans, the Latinos, and all of the people who came together to make California what it was in the 1840s. You know, the 49ers, right? That whole thing is based upon the California gold rush. And this movie, Gold Mountain, is directed by Ang Lee. One of the, if you don't know that name, if you just get jumping into the game, go Google that now. He's one of the biggest people. They're looking for townspeople, kids, railroad workers, horseback riders, blacksmiths, butchers, wagon drivers, coal miners, the whole nine. And they're looking, again, like I said, Caucasian, Chinese, what they call it Fornios. They call it Californios they're looking for, which I don't know what that means. But it could be maybe Hispanos, Chicanos, Latinos. I don't know if they called them Chicanos back in that day, in those day and ages. Indios, Miwok Indians, and people that would actually represent kind of that could represent a view of what life looked like in that time. So you can go to realitycasting23@gmail.com. That's realitycasting23@gmail.com. It's Nina Henninger, CSA. So she's one of the big ones. It's real. It's happening. And I'm excited.
That's amazing. I don't think I've ever heard of a film that covers the gold rush either. This is probably the first time I've heard of it.
There's been some cowboy movies and stuff like that. And I'm thinking about maybe some of the Clint Eastwood films and so forth. Mm-hmm. But covering the gold rush specifically and about that time, yeah, this is kind of probably, it'll certainly be the first one in a long time and with a modern spin on it. That's for sure.
That'll be awesome.
Very, very awesome. So Dakota, I don't know. We're waiting on Gerry to get his video back. Gerry Simpson is an amazing designer here in California. He was the man that started the design program at American River College, and he's been doing his own designs for quite a while. We're going to talk to him because he's going to be joining us on the 25th. So if you're just joining this right now, we're talking about April the 25th. And again, you can go to californiafilm.net. It's right there on the bottom of your screen, or over here on the bottom of your screen, and get that info. But we're going to be talking to Gerry in a minute. Hopefully we can get his camera working. So I'm hopeful that we're going to get him on here because I want you, filmmakers, to make a short movie about the wonderful thing that we're calling fashion on film. But right now, I want to introduce this lady who is new to me, and that's right. It's the next generation of designers, and we're going to bring her onto the stage right now. Her name is Keia Kodama, and she's a designer that you need to watch. Here she is. Hi, Keia.
Hi, Keia.
Sorry. Hi, how are you?
We're hanging in there. We're hanging in there. Now, first of all, let me make sure I'm not butchering your name, and I apologize if I am, but am I getting that pronounced correctly?
It's Keia Kodama.
Kodama. Okay, so a little bit, the accent is in a little bit of a different place, so please forgive me for that.
No problem. Actually, it's Japanese, so I could actually be mispronouncing.
Well,
I'm told by my grandmother this was what it was. My grandfather.
Well, you're leading me to a very obvious first question. How did you get the last name Kodama?
Yeah.
My grandfather came from Japan to go to Sac State and graduated with a degree in engineering. He ended up moving to Arkansas because he wanted to be a farmer, met my grandmother, and had my dad.
Wow.
Wow.
That's amazing.
That is exciting. If you don't mind, tell us a little bit about your art. And while you do that, I'm going to try to pull up. We do have, I was unable to get a lot of pictures of your art. So unfortunately, we're going to have you describe it, maybe put people on a cliffhanger for the 25th. But talk to us about your art, if you don't mind. And I do have a picture that looks like you holding up an amazing, wild design there. What is that shoe?
So I do a lot of customization work, and I like to do both wearable pieces and both collecting pieces. And that one is it can be worn, but I prefer it for view. It is a Air Force One completely customized with extension hair. And so I call it my Hair Force One. And it was just paying homage to my time, I call it, as a kitchen beautician. I mainly did hair at home on the weekends, and I was able to create the career I have now because I started off doing hair. So I just wanted to pay tribute to all the women that allowed me in that space.
Yeah, wow, that's amazing.
Super
Dakota,
creative.
what comes up for you when you're listening to her talk?
Well, I just want to know, what made you think pairing hair and shoes together? I've never even thought of even doing that. That's super creative. Was it just the representation?
It was the representation. It came during COVID, so I had to stop, seeing clients during that time. And
Right.
I knew when everything was going to open back up, I wanted to actually retire from that part of my life and just focus on other things. So that was just a celebration of my 20 years of having all this different clientele over the years.
Right.
And honestly, it was just pushing my boundaries to see where my creativity goes and how far it can go, if the execution, because that could have went wrong so many times. And I took
Right.
my time to make sure that it was, it came out the way it did. I just treated it like a client.
I love it. So during COVID, you said that you started off with hair. So after COVID, that's kind of when you pivoted into the creative aspect when it comes to shoes and sneakers specifically?
Oh, no. So speaking of film,
Yes.
one of my favorite movies is Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing. And in that time during the 80s, Michael Jordan came out. So Jordan, the birth of Jordan sneakers. And I've always been a sneakerhead since then. But there was a scene in Do the Right Thing where a guy, that part of town was getting gentrified, and a guy walked by and scuffed one of the natives' shoes, his Jordans, and it was a whole banter about, you scuffed my shoes.
Right.
So I think back then it was just so iconic and not obtainable like it is now to get the shoes that you want, and if you got them, you were part of the cool kids. And
Right.
I was a tomboy, so the boys welcomed me with open arms, and I think it just kind of fueled the fire.
That's amazing.
But my background actually started with fashion over 20 years ago. I was doing hair. I had a friend who was getting her footing in design. I would partner with her to do her model's hair, and every time we were at one of her shows, people would stop, whether it was her, some of the patrons, the models, everyone would just ask, who made that? Your style is good. Why aren't you a designer? Why aren't you in fashion? And I was like, why aren't I in fashion? And so
Right.
she invited me, my best friend invited me to participate in a fashion show. I think I had 2 months to get a collection together. And by that day I showed, and it just kind of snowballed from there.
That's amazing.
Wow. That's amazing. Keia, listen, I am very excited about this thing that's coming up on the 25th. And again, folks, this is our cast and crew call for this year's 2026 Fashion on Film. And what I need from you, filmmakers, is to get excited, because we're going to talk to Gerry Simpson in just a few minutes. But Keia and Gerry are just two of the designers that we're going to have here that are upcoming on this thing. And what we really want to do, it's kind of like a peanut butter cup, Keia. It's two great tastes that taste great together. Okay. So the idea is, I want to get your chocolate on my peanut butter, and you want to get your peanut butter on my chocolate. And the idea is, we're going to create something new, a new fashion sensation, a new fashion flavor, if you will, because think about it, folks, think about it. How many Feature film directors came out of directing music videos, came out of directing fashion videos. And so what we're going to do with this Fashion on Film this year, with the 2026 and with the Sacramento Film Festival, is we're going to incubate that. We got movies already from all over the world. What we need now is we need Sacramento to show up. So show up with your talent, Sac. We love you. And Keia, we can't thank you enough. We'll see you on the 25th.
Yes, I can't
All
wait.
right.
Thank
So
you for
excited.
having.
You bet. Thank you for being there. And right now, while we're thinking about it, Keia, hang tight because we're going to probably bring you back at the end here as the show is ending. Right now, I want to show you a little bit of Fashion on Film. Stay right there. We'll be right back with Gerry Simpson.
What's up? This is Tina Glaze, and you're watching Fashion on Film TV.
The sparkle of your eyes mirrored in the sky. There is a piece of me inside your mind. We're alive, born into the light. Across the crimson night, just a matter of time. Oh, there's no reason why. Oh, you and me and you, it's who we are. We're made of stars. You and me and you, it's who we are. We're made of stars. Who are you not to be exactly who you are? 'Cause we're glowing endlessly. The universe is ours. We're alive, born into the light. Across the crimson night, just a matter of time. Oh, there's no reason why. Oh, you and me and you, it's who we are. We're made of stars. You and me and you, it's who we are. We're made of stars.
All right, all right, all right. Now, let me tell you, Dakota, that was a little video that I shot with the amazing Tina Glaze, who has gone on to fame and fortune. And she's a very highly sought after model now in LA. But this was something we just did in an afternoon, downtown Sacramento. It took us maybe 3 hours, I think,
Three?
shoot. Yeah, maybe about 3 hours to shoot. And so what I'm suggesting to you fashionistas, you filmmakers out there, and by the way, we're still looking for models. We're still looking for fashion designers, and especially you filmmakers, is that if I can do that in an afternoon, you can make a 3, 4, 5-minute movie. And on this cast and crew call, that's going to precede, that's on the April the 25th, and that's going to precede what we're doing on May the 9th, which is where we're actually going to all shoot down in Old Sacramento. There'll be multiple teams scouring all over Old Sacramento. Now, you don't have to make the movie in a day, but with a 3 or 4 minute video, which is all we're looking for, you certainly can. And that's living proof of it right there. Show me you can beat me doing that if I could do that in a day. And most of those were still images that I utilized for that. But
Yes.
what do you think? You think they can do it, Dakota?
Yes, you can do anything you put your mind to, no matter the time limit you have. If you can do that in 3 hours, I'm sure you can make a short film.
Agreed. 100%. And by the way, speaking of somebody that can do anything he puts his mind to, I'm going to bring him on here right now. If he can get his camera right, we're going to try to bring him on. It's the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Gerry Simpson. Gerry, what's up, my brother?
Hello, Gerry.
You got your audio on there, brother? Can you hear me? Gerry, you're on TV, bro. Can you hear me? All right, he's working on it. He's working on it. I believe in you, Gerry. Talk to me, Gerry. Speak to me. All right, we're gonna bring him back. We're gonna bring you back, Gerry. All right. So while we're waiting on him, let me ask you, what have you seen any of the other? Do you know who Mr. Rory Castillo is, Dakota?
I believe I've heard of that name, but no, who is he?
Okay, so Rory Castillo is another OG. Gerry Simpson, by the way, was given the Fashion Icon Award by this organization many years ago. So we're very excited to have him as a part of this. But also Mr. Rory Castillo, who's my brother, also my other brother, my Latino brother from another mother.
Yes.
He's going to be one of the fashion designers. And a young lady who is doing steampunk designs named Christy Jalou. That's just a few of the designers that we're going to have on April the 25th. Saturday, it's going, all the information is at the website, and that's californiafilm.net. But if you were going to make the perfect fashion movie, what do you think it might be?
Oh my gosh. Well, I would hope it would be something related to or kind of looks like Devil Wears Prada, because that is my favorite movie of all time. I would absolutely want to. Yes, my favorite movie.
Part 2 is coming out, right?
Yes, part 2 is coming out. I am so excited for that movie, actually. But yeah, I would hope for it to be something like Devil Wears Prada. I love all of the actors and the fashion in that movie. Top tier. Oh my gosh.
Well, listen, folks, no pressure at home. If you're a filmmaker, you don't have to make you don't have to make a full
right.
2-hour feature. But if you do, like I said, just a 4-minute little video essay of some of these wonderful designers, that'll work. So I'm going to try to bring Gerry back on here one more time. Gerry, can you hear me, brother? Gerry,
Hey, Gerry.
Hi, Gerry. Hi, Gerry. I don't think
can you hear us?
He might not be able to see us either. But folks, that is the man right there. He's trying to get it together. But I'm going to tell you right now, while he's trying to get his act together, I want to tell you how much I love you, Gerry, because the bottom line is what he's been able to do in this fashion game is absolutely stellar. He was a fashion icon of this organization for very good reason. And he also works in a lot of different types of art in terms of different genres and different kind of venues and so forth. But he works as a designer in the world of denim. He does a lot of stuff with denim. And if you want to go Google that name, Gerry Simpson or Goss, G-O-S, Artwear, you're going to find out what I'm talking about. And it's all going down. When is it happening, Dakota?
The 25th. That's the cast and crew call. So you'll be able to see Gerry, meet Gerry, and see his designs and see what it looks like on film, to see what the filmmakers and Gerry has to bring. So that'll be super exciting.
Excited too. Gerry, can you hear us? All right. Well, we love you, brother. We love you. And I do appreciate what's going down. Sometimes this technology stuff is difficult. Dakota, let me ask you, if I could, just real quick in closing here. We only have just a minute or two left. You know, what do you think is kind of the potential for a filmmaker who's making this kind of work early on in their career as they grow?
When it comes to the cast and crew call or the fashion on film?
Yeah, fashion on film generally. Yeah.
Gosh, this honestly would bring a lot of opportunities to a beginning filmmaker. You would get to meet a bunch of cool designers, and this would be a really staple project in your career, honestly, for when you're going on into your career as a filmmaker, designer, creative in general, because you get to create something that you see the vision for. So, and with fashion too, it's a whole world that you can go into with fashion. You can create anything you put your mind to. So this project, this event would be a big opportunity for all creatives and filmmakers specifically to really amp up their career in general.
I couldn't agree with you, and I couldn't have said it better. Hey, we're going to bring back on Keia Kodama and my man Jorge Santana and my man Gerry. I'm sorry we couldn't get your audio working on there, brother, but we love you and we love everybody. And again, you heard it. She said it. It's going down. It is April the 25th. Make sure you are there on behalf of Dakota and all of our crew at the Sacramento Film Festival, which we want to say thank you. And we love you, and we'll see you at Fashion on Film, April 25th. California.
Thank you. Ciao.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.